An extreme roller coaster in Southern California has long-drawn thrill seekers from around the world, and now a CNN investigation finds that ride has been linked to multiple brain injuries. Ki-Young La reports.
Whoa!
Six Flags calls this their cutting-edge, break-all-the-rules roller coaster. But these two riders never imagined, minutes after getting off the ride this summer, they would end up in the same hospital the very same week with similar brain hemorrhages. And they're not the only riders who say they've been hurt. A CNN investigation finds more than a dozen people who rode the X2 roller coaster at California's Six Flags Magic Mountain suffered serious injuries and hospitalizations over nearly 2 decades, including a 22-year-old who died. And the latest cases happened just weeks ago.
It was seconds. You go in as yourself, and then when you come back, you're a medical emergency.
This was from a roller coaster.
Exactly.
Pam Gillen was at Magic Mountain with her daughter, Camille, celebrating her 16th birthday on July 5th. They boarded X2.
We got off the cart and we saw my mom. She looked lifeless, not a thought behind her eyes, nothing. I was talking to her. Mommy, please wake up. Mommy, it's okay, we're here. She had a brain bleed. My mom had a really bad brain bleed.
An ambulance rushed Pam from Six Flags to the hospital, where surgeons discovered what's called an acute subdural hematoma with brain compression. Surgeons cut her skull open to relieve the pressure on her brain.
I was shocked. I was just, this is not okay. It wasn't okay for me to see my mom like that. It's like, it's my mom.
How large is the incision?
It's pretty long.
While Pam Gillen fought in this hospital bed, X2 kept running. 25-year-old Naomi Greer Wilkinson had no idea what had just happened. 6 days after Pam's injury, Naomi got on the X2 roller coaster. She collapsed after she got off the ride. What had happened to her brain?
The jarring had damaged part of her brain, and it had begun to bleed.
She was rushed to the same hospital. Joshua Wilkinson and Artemis Greer are Naomi's parents.
I do remember one of the surgeons storming through the ER and yelling, "How many is it this month? They've got to shut that ride down." He was furious.
This is Naomi. And just like Pam Gillen, she had emergency brain surgery.
They sat us down and said, "She is at the end of life." And I didn't have any thoughts. I was totally blank. We leaned over her and said, "Naomi." And she fluttered her eyelid.
We looked at each other like she's in there, like she's there.
Naomi, a healthy, vibrant young woman who loves cats and the arts, remains in the hospital with an uncertain future.
Naomi should have never, ever in a million years even had the option to get on that ride. It's absolutely insane.
Why do they leave it open?
Revenue. There's no other explanation.
Six Flags says what makes X2 different from other roller coasters is this. The seats spin 360 degrees forwards and backwards independently around the track. Riders plummet 200 feet at speeds up to 76 miles per hour with 2 so-called raven turns, or half loops that turn into sheer drops. Doctors who treated both Naomi and Pam say the severe brain injuries were the result of a traumatic, rapid acceleration-deceleration event experienced while on the X2 ride. Court cases alleging serious brain injuries from X2 date back years. Christopher Hawley died after riding the X2 4 years ago. A coroner's report found he died of blunt head trauma during a park ride accident. Six Flags didn't answer CNN's questions, but the company's court filings have stated the ride went through daily inspections and a normal rider using the ride as instructed would not have traumatic brain injury.
It's agreed that
keeps this thing going.
Lawyer Christopher Ballone represents both Naomi and Pam's families.
No ride should ever be dangerous enough for anyone that they're coming off of it with severe intracranial bleeding.
More than 3 million people visit Magic Mountain each year. But on this day, we find X2 is temporarily closed. Six Flags tells us it hasn't run since shortly after Naomi Greer Wilkinson was hurt.
You're looking at a very long road.
It could be 6 months, it could be 2 years, it could be 5 years. I don't know. This is the hardest thing a human being could go through.
You need to go towards Brian.
I remember everyone so excited that I could walk. I have headaches every day, fatigue after doing simple things. I won't be 100% because it's brain damage. Sometimes I just like feel really down, like because I'm not me anymore.
Multiple lawsuits we've reviewed have settled before going to trial, and that includes the wrongful death suit of 22-year-old Christopher Hawley. California's Occupational Safety and Health Division oversees amusement park ride operations, but did not respond to our questions about X2's history and did not say how it was allowed to reopen. Kyung La, CNN, Los Angeles.